It's spoiler time! What's going on, y'all? Brother Doug here, and I'm a little disappointed. I went into this movie with super high expectations. Let's just say I came out feeling super low. And to be honest with you, it didn't really feel like a Fantastic Four movie. It just felt like some random sci-fi that was influenced by Fantastic Four. So for those that don't know, the Ultimate Fantastic Four run by Mark Millar and Brian Michael Bendis was the major influence for this go-round. If they would have just followed this formula, everything would have been solid. I'll get back to this in a minute. Casting. Now, the casting was the main issue with this entire movie, about a black dude playing Johnny Storm and the whole adoption subplot and whatnot. You know, I, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I did, say some things like, I wasn't feeling the black Human Torch, but after watching this movie, you kind of, bypass all that. But trust me, that wasn't the main problem of the movie. You come to realization that anyone could be an adopted family, can be in an adopted family. Excuse me. The actors that were casted were phenomenal, but it didn't really execute well because the script and the direction it went. Josh Trank is blaming Fox, Fox blaming Josh Trank, fans are blaming everybody. The movie was just it wasn't bad. It's still watchable, but it had so many missed opportunities and unanswered questions. It just kind of makes you scratch your head a bit, like, huh? Back to the Ultimate Fantastic Four thing. In Volume One, the first book, Harvey Elder, aka Mole Man, is the main villain. Harvey Elder's in this movie, but they changed his name to Harvey Allen, and he dies in this movie. He gets killed by Doctor Doom. Like, man, that could have been a potential villain right there. Like, come on, man. I mean, they could have introduced Doom in the next movie. I mean, Spider-Man didn't introduce Green Goblin until the second movie. Well, I'm talking about Amazing Spider-Man because in the original Sam Raimi trilogy, Green Goblin was the first villain in the first movie. They were all cool. Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, Miles Teller, Jamie Bell. I like Thing. The funniest thing is the one that I can really identify with the most is Sue because she likes working better with music. At my job, I love listening to music. It helps me think and it helps me, work better. Now, I don't really know much about Toby Kebbell, the actor that plays Doom. I just know that he played Koba in Dawn of the Apes, but he was totally wasted here. Like, I liked what they done with Doom. How they gave him, a supernatural element. Now, I don't really know much about Toby Kebbell, the actor that plays Doom. I just know that he played Koba in Dawn of the Apes, but he was totally wasted here. Like, I liked what they done with Doom. How they gave him, a supernatural element. If you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. Even though this is a spoiler-filled video, but he was wasted. Like, Doom died in this movie. Like, come on, they did the same thing with Green Goblin and Doctor Octopus and Sam Raimi's trilogy. Like, come on, man. But then again, this is before Marvel Studios and Disney, thought of the cinematic universe. And since Fox is trying to build a somewhat cinematic universe with Fox and Fantastic Four, Doom could have been a potential player in, this universe, but I don't think that's gonna happen now because he got disintegrated into the little warp hole. And like, come on, man. People in theater, I guess they understood my pain. They were like, oh, moaning and groaning. So for those who are gonna see the movie regardless, there's no after credit scene. The ending was kind of the fight scene at the end was pretty cool, but it just went by quick, like a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote cartoon, like, or playing Sonic or something. Like, it went by real quick. Like, they had pretty dope fight scenes. Sue making the Johnny's fireballs invisible, and then making Thing invisible to pop out of nowhere, and then Reed using his brain, and it was pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Strategic. Franklin Storm dies in this movie, but they didn't really touch on that at the end. I don't know if it was a time lapse or anything after they visited the government. But I mean, what happened to Franklin Storm? Like, did they bury him? Was there a funeral service? I mean, come on. And also, I thought they were going to get new suits, the famous blue suits, or even the Future Foundation suits, the white suit. And I thought they were going to tease us with the Fantastic Car. They teased it at the beginning of the movie, even on the previews that you guys seen, are you still talking about the flying car? It would have been a nice little Easter egg. And I don't even think this movie had that really. at all. You know, I kind of think of it. I don't think it had any Easter eggs. Not to my knowledge. You know, I was so rooting for this movie. Some people want the rights to go back to Marvel. I mean, who doesn't want Marvel to have all the characters? You know, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, even Spider-Man. You know, to a full extent. 'Cause remember, I told you, Sony still owns Spider-Man partially with Marvel. But everyone knows that Marvel wants the whole rights. But that's for another blog. Overall, I think Fantastic Four, it's watchable, but there's just so many flaws and unanswered questions. I'm gonna have to give this movie a 3 out of 5. So tell me, what's your favorite Fantastic Four story? Are you guys Fantastic Four fans? If so, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and like always, deuces.